On a gorgeous Sunday morning in Bristol, Connecticut, we are ready for some fun. It's time for the Mid-Atlantic region. In our opening game, the Maryland State champion from Berlin Little League takes on Capitol Hill Little League out of Washington, D.C. Here at the Giamatti Center, both sides very well represented up in the stands. Now, American teams from around the country are all vying for 10 spots at the Little League World Series coming up in Williamsport, PA, as dream summers continue to play out from coast to coast. We've got 4 state champs here in the Mid-Atlantic. East Side from Westchester, Namath from Wilmington, Delaware. They will square off at 1 o'clock. But right now, it is Maryland against the District. And welcome, everybody, alongside Vernon Wells. I'm Doug Sherman. So glad you're with us here today. And it is no surprise that there is energy throughout the building. And just like we saw yesterday with different regions playing their first games, the excitement's got to be off the charts today.
Oh, no doubt about it. I'm so happy for these kids, an opportunity to play this game on a beautiful day and hopefully take one step closer to their dream of getting to Williamsport.
It is within their grasp. All right, let's show you how things will shape up for this tournament. Some of the format interesting parts: everybody 10, 11, or 12 years old. It's a modified double elimination format, so 2 losses and you're out until the championship round. Then it's single elimination, winner take all. 6-inning regulation games, and then the continuous batting order once again in Little League allows for everybody to play from beginning to end. But that means not everybody is in the field at all the time, and there is no requirement that everybody plays in the field. And as we take a look at the Berlin, Maryland lineup, you see A.J. Nelson and Jackson Howell begin on the bench. They will bat, though, and this is how the lineup, barring injury, will stay from top to bottom. Jonah Isaac, A.J. Nelson, Corbin Durr, Jackson Barabee, Cooper Smith, Big Gus, Miles, Colton Cole, Jackson, and Declan rounded out for this team that has won the 3rd state title in program history. And so the folks from Maryland will face a tall left-hander for Washington, D.C. on the mound. His name is James Robertson. J-Rob is 5 feet 8 inches tall, 141 pounds. He's one of the older kids here. He's about to turn 13 in September, and he is the ace of this D.C. pitching staff.
And he looks every bit of the part.
Anthony Torellis is the 28-year-old manager for this team, a former professional ball player himself. They beat South Baltimore Little League for a spot here in Bristol, capped off a 4-0 undefeated run through the state tournament. And all reasons for smiles. They have had lots of wins in recent years. 3rd state title. And we are underway.
And this is the matchup that we've that both coaches have been talking about, anticipating this matchup between their top 2 guys. So this should be a fun start.
Jonah Isaac leading things off for Berlin, Maryland. Got himself a 3-0 count. Well, Isaac is the starting pitcher for Maryland as well, although with strategy in play, it's more likely, if all goes according to plan, Robertson will pitch deeper into this game than Isaac. They've got a good duel going on here to start the ball game. Keep track of pitch counts in Little League Baseball, all important, keeping everybody healthy, and that's a great bounce back by James Robertson.
Relying on the heater. Back from 3-0 count and got back locked in. So this is going to be a fun matchup for this lineup.
Number 12, A.J. Nelson.
Love the reaction. I got a figure for James Robertson and all these kids as A.J. Nelson stands in. You know, you're on ESPN Plus. You're in front of all these people. Beautiful field. It can be hard to find the strike zone the first couple of times.
Yeah, and then he figured it out really quickly, and he's someone that actually would give me nightmares facing at that distance. Being 5'8" at that age and throwing this hard.
And having a little wildness to him, too?
Yeah. Being a left-handed batter would not be comfortable right now.
No. Well, he's got that whole left-handed vibe going, too. The hat is a little crooked.
Yeah.
Throw one to the backstop occasionally.
Yeah, just to keep you honest.
Yep. And he's got some heat. J-Rob's dad, Patrick, is the first base coach, and they're very close big baseball fans together. And among the things that they enjoy doing on their long drives is listen to the Tim Kurkjian podcast. And Dad says, actually, Tim Kurkjian is the one person on the planet I would most like to meet.
That's got to happen.
It's not that unusual for Tim to be over here in Bristol. We're only a few miles from campus, and Tim is part of Little League coverage, has been for years and years and years.
That's a good one to want to meet.
A.J. Nelson draws a one-out walk. That'll bring up Corbin Durr. Well, Corbin's kind of an old-school contact hitter, even though he's hitting in the 3-hole. He values contact and is looking not to strike out. All summer long, he has struck out a total of 3 times.
Wow. Well, let's see how many arms like this he's faced. It makes it a whole lot harder to make contact when you got a tall lefty who throws hard. So this should be a matchup okay. He's throwing strikes. He should be able to put the barrel on the ball if he's short and quick to it. Got the Bruce Bolt gloves on. Seeing the ball well. So he's I like his approach. Yeah, those are some flashy gloves right there. You got to be able to hit wearing those.
Yes. Robertson walks him. So Nelson moves to second. Durr goes to first. Another one of the things that the manager, Anthony Torellis, told us about Corbin Durr, now at first base. He's one of those young people, and you remember when you were 10, 11 years old. He looks you in the eye, shakes your hand, and has a very mature way about him. Has such a good feel about him. Now the cleanup hitter, Jackson Barabee. He's the catcher, one of the leaders of this team. And he's got multiple nicknames. Jack Jack, Jack 2X. Behind on that fastball, 0-2.
Jack Jack. That's the Incredibles reference.
Is that right?
I believe so.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
And I like the Incredibles. That's not jumping at me.
I think the baby was Jack Jack.
Okay.
Yeah, this brings me back to watching a lot of kids movies.
Yes.
With my boys.
Well, Jack Jack takes strike 3. So far, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks for James Robertson.
Number 10, Cooper Smith.
And now Cooper Smith, the de facto captain on this Berlin Little League Maryland team. He wrestles in the wintertime for the Junior Seahawks, and he's a huge fan of the Penn State wrestling program and, of course, their legendary coach, Cale Sanderson. And we've talked the last couple of days, as we always do, how encouraging it is when you see kids who don't focus just on one sport at this age. Continue to play multiple sports. It'll benefit you in the long run. Plus, it's fun.
It's fun. It's fun, and it allows you just to work different muscles and just become a better all-around athlete.
Although you don't play wrestle. I learned that the hard way when I was in wrestling as a kid myself. You play baseball, you play basketball. You don't play wrestling.
No, because wrestling you'll get put to sleep real quick. So I never participated in wrestling because I was
didn't want to count the lights.
No.
It's no fun.
No, not at all. I was a lover, not a fighter. I like peace.
That's why we get along so well. Third walk of the inning, this time to Cooper Smith, and so now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. 6th batter coming up, and still nobody's put the ball in play. Gus Van Klumpenberg, the shortstop and number 6 hitter. Looks at ball 1. Well, Gus is the youngest on the team. His name is August, but nobody calls him August. He won't turn 12 until October. 2 balls and no strikes. And Gus is one of those two-way players who idolizes Shohei Ohtani. And I do love the fact that because of the way Shohei entered Major League Baseball with the ability to say, I am going to both pitch and hit, it's further opened the eyes of a lot of young people to say, maybe I could do that as I get older.
Yes, we all have dreams, but being Shohei is a really big one.
And it's not a coincidence that Gus wears number 17, just like Shohei of the Dodgers. Swing and a miss.
Yeah,
Big pitch coming up here.
I think when we all grow up, we want to be like Shohei Ohtani.
Bases loaded, 2 outs, big spot here early in the ball game. Check swing. They appeal, and the first base umpire Dave Coudet says he didn't go around, so now this will be the big pitch.
In the 31st pitch of this inning.
And this is the 3rd full count already, faced by James Robertson. Swing and a miss. 6 batters, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. James Robertson throws a lot of pitches, but gets through the top of the 1st. 3 true outcomes on display for the big left-hander. Welcome back to the A. Bartlett Giamatti Little League Leadership Training Center. Our hits are monumental, said the fans over on the Washington, D.C. side. I get it. Here's a look at the lineups for the district. Andrew Cedric plays center field and leads off, followed by Everett Choi, a terrific shortstop. Andrew Courtney not starting in the field, but he is their 3-hole hitter. Chase Castor is the catcher. Finn Ratner, a real good second baseman. We've seen Big James Robertson, pitcher and number 6 hitter. Munoz, Congdon, Smedley, Guthrie, Tumasian, and Dickinson round out the 12-player roster for Washington, D.C. Under the direction of Jack Smedley, and he's got Jonah Isett on the mound. And Jack, the manager, told us a couple of days ago that he's going to be on a very short leash as he is looking already to manage pitch counts with an eye towards what they're going to do later in the game and going forward in this double elimination format.
So I think he's assuming that there's a run for them to make here in the near future.
Jonah's first pitch is ripped to deep left field and over the head of Cole Brown. Andrew Cedric takes a big turn at second, slams on the brakes, and it's a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 1st.
Love to see it. First pitch swing, get your fastball, don't miss it. Spark plug right there. Little fellow with a big swing.
He's somebody like you, love to attack that first pitch, right?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with swinging at a first pitch fastball down the middle.
Andrew Cedric with the double. Now Everett Choi.
Mixing in a curveball.
Well, Jack Smedley says of young Mr. Choi, he on this team is the most likely to go pro. And you know, at any level, especially at the Little League level, if you're playing shortstop, you're probably the best player on the team.
I'd argue with shortstop and center field.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. I'm biased, though.
Did you never play on the dirt as a kid?
I did as a kid every now and then. Actually, during my high school senior season playing center field, we get to district play and report cards come out and our entire infield failed from first to third.
Going to throw anybody under the bus here? Say any names?
No, won't say any names, but I had to play shortstop, so that was it was eventful.
Choi,
oh, what a play.
Line drive is grabbed by Van Klompenberg and turned into a double play. Little unlucky there for the district. A big double play up the middle to erase a runner in scoring position.
Inning-changing play.
Number 5, Andrew Courtney.
There's reason to smile there, Gus. And now Andrew Courtney. Now the good news, if you're Jonah Isat, 2 outs, nobody on base. The bad news is the first 2 guys you faced have hit the ball very, very hard.
And I think he just sent a message right there. Make somebody uncomfortable.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe not at this age. I'm used to it, but yes. When you get 2 balls that are hit really hard to the first 2 guys, make the third guy feel a little uncomfortable.
Okay.
But that one may have been too high to make him feel uncomfortable.
Well, this is Andrew Courtney, number 5 for Washington, D.C. Andrew's one of the big sluggers on this team. He had 6 home runs in a 7 at-bat stretch during the D.C. tournament. New record for the district. 5'4", 120 pounds. Good eye on the tape. This is the first year on this team for Andrew. And he's another one who competes in other sports. He's a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo. And he works himself a 2-out walk.
Number 14, Chase Castor.
And now Chase Castor will stand in. And you know he's got a high baseball IQ because as the catcher for this team, he calls the pitches.
Yes, he does.
So often at this level, the coaches will do it. Occasionally you see a pitcher do it. But it's good to see the old school catcher taking charge behind home plate.
And he's also has the best hair on the team.
He does.
He does. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Well, 60 swings off the tee every day just to get ready. Pay dividends in a line drive, but it's caught by Cooper Smith. So 3 hard hit balls in the inning, but nothing to show for it for Washington, D.C. No runs, but plenty of emotion in this first inning on both sides, both for Washington, D.C. and Maryland. Little League Baseball Regionals continue with Little League Around the Bases, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Our whip-around coverage of every region begins today at 1 o'clock Eastern until 9 p.m., streaming live on ESPN Plus and hosted by Matt Schick and Mike Rooney. And why not? What a fun way to further keep track of 10 different regions being played around the country, all fighting for those 10 precious spots in Williamsport. And we're going to have, out of this East region, 3 different teams go on to the Little League World Series. This is the Mid-Atlantic region. Already underway yesterday, we had New England and Metro. And so 12 teams are here, divided up into 3 different regions. And there will be lots of fun and celebration in the coming days here in Bristol, Connecticut. Start of the second inning, and let's see if anybody from Maryland can put the ball in play.
Well, James Robertson's first pitch strike, second pitch right around the zone, so he looks like he's settling in a little bit, not overthrowing as much as he was in the first inning. So key for him this inning is just live in that strike zone, try to keep that pitch count down.
Line drive, that's going to land foul. Well, the Washington, D.C. manager Jack Smedley told us on Friday that apparently an opposing manager earlier this summer had his team face a 14-year-old left-handed pitcher in preparation for having to face James Robertson.
Smart. That is smart. I like the plan. I like giving your kids something even harder to look at and try to hit and make this situation a little easier for them.
And James is one of those kids as he picks up his 4th strikeout. The other kids on the team look up to him. He is a team leader, but he's not the type of kid who would say it. He just does it, shows it.
And I think that's a great leader, someone who actually does what he's supposed to do, does it the right way, and just by watching him, it drives your teammates to be better. So right now he's leading them on the mound and doing what he's supposed to do and mowing down hitters or walking them. So as long as he lives in the strike zone, I don't think he's going to get hit much.
Yeah. Well, after he struck out Miles Abbott to begin the second inning, now dealing with the number 8 hitter in the lineup, Colton Hoffman. And Colton's been described by his coaches as Mr. Baseball, that he thinks, sleeps, eats, breathes baseball 24/7. And to stand out in this environment as the kid who loves baseball the most is really saying something.
It is. And had a good at bat. Laid off some tough pitches. Give his team a chance to do some things with him on base. But like last inning, bases loaded. Robertson got the chance to strike anybody out.
Yeah, 4 walks, 4 Ks so far. Nothing else for Robertson. Now he'll face Cole Brown. He says he's a distant cousin of Abraham Lincoln. I don't know if there's any documentation on that. I don't think he's ever met any of the Lincolns, but somewhere in the family lore of Cole Brown, they are somehow many times removed. There it is, related to Abraham Lincoln.
Well, I'd like to see some proof of it during this broadcast. So no pressure on our team and the family, but we got to make that happen.
Well, he's a Swiss Army knife for this team. He can play a lot of different positions. Yeah, there it is. So apparently six greats in there somewhere. Is that enough proof for you? Not yet?
Not yet. I'm not there yet. I like the story behind it. I need to see a little bit more.
Robertson's 2-1 pitch.
Oh, what a changeup. It's so hard for kids at this age to be able to settle themselves in and try to live in that strike zone. Sometimes that strike zone for pitchers gets so small that you're just trying to do your best to stay in there and can't control it sometimes. You can see him trying to adjust, trying to slow his body down and just get back in the zone. So hopefully he can do that and settle himself down. But another runner on.
Well, he is up to 45 pitches already, and here are the eligibility rules. The most anybody can throw in a game or in a day is 85. And depending on which threshold you reach, you need days of rest. I know that Washington, D.C.'s coach, Rene Munoz, who is their de facto pitching coach, has worked with James on his mechanics. Rene pitched at now Division II Sul Ross State University in West Texas. And so he knows what he's talking about. And James is just trying to be consistent in the zone. Now got himself a 1-2 count. And we thank the volunteer coaches for all of these teams for their time and willingness to give up their summers to work with these boys. But you can see Robertson is fighting it out there on the mound right now.
He is, and I see a mound visit coming here pretty soon just to calm his nerves and allow him just to breathe for a second.
Jackson Howell goes down on strikes.
5th strikeout of the day.
Number 2, Declan.
But it's good to see.
Suarez.
Good to see a young man, come back after showing some emotion and frustration with himself and settle back in and throw a strike to strike out another batter.
Now here's Declan Suarez, who wears number 2 for Derek Jeter, and he would have loved to have heard the late great Bob Shepard, the public address announcer at the old Yankee Stadium, to say number 2, Declan Suarez. His current favorite Yankee is Ben Rice, terrific young slugger out of Dartmouth. Not sure what the
well, Declan's wondering why. Scoreboard. He's like, I've got a.
Gotcha. So there are 2 outs, and they have adjusted the scoreboard accordingly.
Yeah.
Robertson misses down and in. Suarez is a 12-year-old from Selbyville, Delaware, about 15 minutes north of Berlin, where this Little League team is located. And it's just over the state line, so he actually lives in Delaware, but plays his Little League ball for a Maryland team. 3 balls and a strike.
Somebody put a bat on the ball. I think it's the first piece of contact we've seen from this team.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Maybe he had one other foul ball down the right field line.
Yeah, that's right.
There's another foul tip. Unable to hold on to it. Chase Castor, the catcher for Washington, D.C. Around the infield, we've seen Everett Choi at shortstop, Finn Ratner at second, Henry Smedley plays third, Lucas Munoz at first. Payoff pitch again, and again it's fouled back.
Good battle going on right here. Like to see him fighting off tough pitches. And Robertson's back in the zone. And the pitch count keeps rising.
Well, the second inning is playing out exactly like the first inning, and if it finishes the way the first inning did, the next batter will strike out. We have had 3 strikeouts and 3 walks in the first inning, and now 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. With the bases loaded, we go back to the top of the order for Jonah Isett, who was a strikeout victim last inning.
Number 99, Jonah Isett.
Jonah's looking to help himself out right here with a big hit, get some runs on the board. He's going to have to shorten up a little bit. Robertson's throwing a little harder than they're swinging right now, and he's got to get that bat to the zone a little bit quicker.
He's one of the table setters for this team. His manager, Anthony Torellis, told us that when you see Jonah smile, something bad's about to happen for the other team.
Yeah, they say he's a special player, and he's doing it on the mound, and hopefully he can do it at the plate right here.
Well, if he manages a walk, he will knock in the first run of the game. No batting gloves, ready to slug on the 3-1 pitch. And he draws the walk. And that'll bring in the first run of the day as Colton Hoffman comes across.
Number 12, A.J. Nelson.
So now we will get that mound visit. Well, this is a program that has been a juggernaut in recent years in D.C. This group of kids has won states at the 10U level, 11U level, and now the 12U level. And it's the third time in 3 years Capitol Hills has gotten here to Bristol at the 12U level. And they've had some success here. And it is layered. We've got 3 boys on this team who have been here as fans watching their older brothers compete. So they're in a tough spot here, but they know how to react. A.J. Nelson takes ball 1. Big cut from Adrian Nelson Jr. A.J.'s 5'8", 115 pounds. Were you 5'8" as a 12-year-old?
No chance.
No chance.
No. I might have reached that by the time I was an 8th grader. But apparently A.J. can dance too.
Really?
Yeah. So if he gets a big hit right here, we may see a little move from him.
Well, he says he most admires both of his parents, Molly and Adrian Sr. And his dream job is to be an electrical engineer.
Smart kid.
Ball 3. Another full count. The 6th of the game already. We're just in the top of the 2nd inning. And that pitch count, this will be pitch number 69 for Robertson. Well, he hangs his head walking off the mound, but again, he manages to strand 3 and keep the ball game tight. But Maryland gets on the board first thanks to a bases loaded walk for the early lead here this morning. Follow the amazing kids as they experience their own Little League World Series adventure. Download the Little League World Series app and watch highlights, photos, schedules, and more. Available in the app stores for Apple and Android devices. Terrific morning here in Bristol, Connecticut. Slight breeze on the giant American flag over the press box where Vernon Wells and I sit. Glad you're with us here today. Lots of Red Sox fans in this part of the world, and why not? Hey, they actually lost a game, I think, yesterday. The Red Sox.
That's rare.
Are fallible.
Yeah, they are. But I'm sure they can go on another run.
And the Dodgers actually got a win. Hard to believe they had gone a week without a win. Start of the bottom of the 2nd inning. On the mound is Jonah Isett. facing Finn Ratner, the number 5 hitter. Well, as we saw in the bottom half of the first inning, Vernon, these DC hitters are aggressive.
They're aggressive. They're on the pitch, on every pitch that they want to swing at. So it's a tale of two different teams and two different pitchers on the mound. I think as we see here, he lives in the zone. He's more controlled, throwing everything for strikes, and forcing guys to swing the bat. And you look at Mr. Robinson, the big lefty. He's a swing and miss guy, and a little bit erratic and a little bit wild, but he's someone who's somehow been able to escape some major damage.
And the batter, Finn Ratner, is one of the kids for Washington, D.C., who was here before as a fan. He most admires his big brother, Ian Ratner, who was a member of the 2024 CHLL team that played here at the Giamatti Center. Finn's only 4'10", but has tremendous baseball instincts, putting up a good fight here.
I love what his coach said about him, too. He said he doesn't take a call third strike because if he does, that means the umpire missed it. That's a motto I live by, too.
Oh, well, that certainly was a ball. And apparently Finn can can type 84 words per minute. I didn't even know that was still a thing anymore.
No. And now, is that typing on a computer, a keyboard, or is that typing on your phone?
I assume a computer. I don't know. It's a good question.
Times have changed.
No doubt. Then takes a moment before getting back in and facing the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Ducks out of the way again, and the count goes full. Ratner grounds it sharply through the hole on the right side, and he beats the throw for a leadoff single.
Professional at bat right there from Finn. 9-pitch at bat, fouling off pitches, taking the ball the other way.
Well, here is how Washington, D.C. got here. In the D.C. semis, James Robertson, Everett Choi, Henry Smedley combined for 16 Ks. And their catcher, Chase Castor, said, quote, "It was an honor to catch all 18 outs." And they are now seeking what would be the first ever appearance in the Little League World Series for a baseball team from Washington, D.C. On the wild pitch, Ratner took second. Second straight inning. The leadoff batter for Washington, D.C. has been in scoring position. James Robertson, the lefty pitcher and righty batter, goes down on strikes.
3 straight breaking balls. I think they've had a little scouting report on James Robertson at the plate.
Here's Lucas Munoz.
Number 7, Lucas Munoz.
Iset shakes off a sign. Now the 0-1 pitch. How familiar are you, Vernon, with drip?
Yes, yes. And apparently he's got the most on the team, and it's not even close. So.
Yeah.
Style-wise, he's head and shoulders above the rest.
Another wild pitch moves Ratner to third base. So the young man with grip can bring in the tying run from third. Unable on that swing. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And I guess with having the best drip, he's most likely to be Instagram famous, apparently, too. So
stands to reason, I guess. With the infield in, Munoz strikes out. Second straight punch out for Jonah Isaac. And now with 2 outs, the infield goes back to normal depth for the lefty swinging Henry Congdon.
AKA King Kong.
King Kong with a C on the Kong because of that last name. And he's not afraid to wear the number 13. Some people think it's unlucky. No problem for Henry. He's the only lefty stick on this roster. Throws right-handed. And as with a lot of kids these days, he is all in about the Philadelphia Phillies. Wants to meet Christopher Sanchez. Kyle Schwarber is his favorite player. And he says if he met Christopher Sanchez, he'd want to talk to him about his changeup. Like to get some intel.
I think there's several people that would like to get some intel on that pitch.
Yeah. Congdon with a walk. Runners on the corners now with 2 outs. Second walk issued by Jonah Isaac.
Number 27, Henry Smedley.
Let's see if with runners on the corners they put Congdon in motion at first and try to draw a throw. He stays put. First pitch swinging. It's grounded into right field. We've got ourselves a tie ball game. The RBI single by Henry Smedley scores Finn Ratner, and the inning continues.
Another ball hit the other way. This team is a little bit different. They're putting the bat on the ball and putting balls in play and allowing good things to happen. Taking advantage of walks. The way the game should be played.
And here's Ethan Guthrie. Ethan's another one of the boys on this team with a high baseball IQ. Still just 4 feet 10 inches tall, 82 pounds. He attends Basis DC Public Charter School just a few blocks away from the White House. And he plans to be a tech billionaire, so he's somebody we might want to get to know here in the next few days.
Yeah.
Befriend him.
Let's get in early.
Punches that one foul and into our camera well on the first base side.
Well, he might be able to fix the camera.
Goo's doing all right. Camera's doing all right.
I think Goo would have caught it, so he'd have been fine. Ooh, trying him again.
Get Goo a glove.
Goo's got a target on him right now.
Ethan Guthrie swings and misses at that breaking ball. That retires the side, but Washington, D.C., with a couple of hits, has tied the score at 1 run apiece. Berlin Little League manager Anthony Torellis is the rare 28-year-old in that role, but he comes from great stock. He was a terrific Division II baseball player at East Stroudsburg University in PA and played some minor league independent ball, and through that had coaching mentors who knew their way around the big leagues. Dimitri Hook and Ray King. He had some good stories for us a couple of days ago.
I bet. Those are two good men right there. And Dimitri had some really big years and was a fun one to watch and to be around, and always had that smile on his face. So his mentors are some good ones.
Well, last year in the Pioneer League for Dimitri Young, AT says he was truly a people's coach. Well, here's the new pitcher to start the third inning. Andrew Cedric replaces James Robertson on the mound. Robertson was all strikeout, all walk for 2 innings, and so his pitch count went flying sky high, and with that there are changes around the diamond. James Dickinson has moved from right to center, and Guthrie is now playing in right field. Cedric's first pitch up and in to Corbin Durr, who drew a walk in the first inning. And Andrew Cedric is described by his manager Jack Medley as the kid I don't worry about. I don't have to worry about him. He's got eye contact even in the tough times. This is Andrew's second year on the team, so he's likely not to be fazed by anything out there on the mound.
No, and 3 straight balls, and took some time to walk around the mound and try to collect himself.
Durr has walked for the second time. And here is Jackson Barabee. Jackson struck out looking his first time. And Jack is apparently a dog in sports terminology. He's all business, tough behind the plate, tough in the batter's box. And now Cedric, after throwing a couple of more balls, takes another moment behind the mound to gather himself.
And sometimes it's hard, especially at this age. The strike zone seems to shrink sometimes, and it just takes one. Get one in the zone, and then you start locking back in.
And that mound can be a lonely place.
It can be. There's no help out there. It's just you and the baseball.
Consecutive walks drawn here in the third. And now, after a brief conversation with his manager, Cooper Smith comes to the plate. His cousin Chad Cooper was an 11th round draft pick of the Tampa Bay Rays back in 2003 out of Middle Tennessee State University. Played a couple of years in the Rays system.
There you go. Back in the zone right there. Good for him. Let's see if Andrew can lock in right here now. He's got one out of the way. Live in the strike zone. He's got a nice live arm too.
Again showing bunt, drawing the defenders in at the corners. 0-2. In the dirt, backhanded nicely by Chase Castor. Swing and a miss. Well, there's the bounce back on the mound for Andrew Cedric. He gets his first out since coming out of the bullpen. That was just before the last matchup. Gathered himself. Now dealing with the bunt. Unable to get the out at first, and the bases are loaded.
small ball from the little guys. I like it. I like the approach. Keep the line moving.
That is the first hit so far today for Maryland. And for the third straight inning, Berlin, Maryland has the bases loaded. Number 11, Miles Abbott, with a chance to come up with a big hit. The runner at third is Durr. Barabee's at second. They both walked. And Gus Van Klompenberg reached on the bunt single. He's at first. 2-0 pitch.
Living on the corners right now.
Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Abbott retired. And Andrew Cedric is going to try to do what James Robertson did twice. Strand the bases loaded.
Number 52, Colton.
And it looks like Andrew has the ability to do the same thing. And you can tell he's not rattled or fazed by the situation that he's put himself in. Still calm and collected. It's great to see from a young man.
And a fun fact about Andrew, which I found interesting, the person he says he most looks up to is 19th century statesman Frederick Douglass, who was born into slavery on Maryland's Eastern Shore.
Some of these kids reach back into history.
Very thoughtful. Yep. Colton Hoffman walked and scored last inning. Got himself a 3-0 count here. Another walk will drive in a run. And indeed he does. Maryland takes the lead. Corbin Durr scores.
Number 7, Cole Brown.
And now Cole Brown. And our crack staff at ESPN has done some digging on this familial relation he has with Abraham Lincoln. You want to dive into it?
I'll do my best. So the
All right.
Lincoln-Brown connection. Jesse Lincoln was the president's uncle, married Nancy Brown, and so on and so forth over the generations to bring us now to Mr. Brown now.
So seems possible.
It seems possible. I'd like some. I'd like a tree of some sort.
Okay. You need more proof.
Ancestry.com
Okay.
coming from the family.
All right.
Hopefully they have the app going at the same time and can hear us, and we'll provide some information.
Well, it certainly seems plausible
It does now.
with the pairing of the Lincoln and Brown names so long ago.
Not a bad one to be attached to as well.
Not at all. Not at all. Cole Brown takes a strike.
Number 11, Miles Abbott.
So we have a courtesy runner, which is something they have in Little League. With 2 outs, you can replace on the base paths your pitcher or your catcher with the person who made the last out. And so Miles Abbott has replaced Jackson Barabee at third base as a courtesy runner, but both stay in the lineups in their normal positions. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Maryland on top 2-1 with the bases loaded. The pitch to Cole Brown is in the dirt. And now again for the pitcher Andrew Cedric, he's got to be even more fine with nowhere to put the batter. He misses up. And the score is 3-1.
Maryland's done a good job of just getting pitch counts up. That's something that's started from pitch 1 of this game and racking up just pitch after pitch. Andrew settling back in and throwing a first pitch strike. Now see if he's even going to repeat his delivery. Repeat that same thing. There he goes. Good job.
So now he's ahead on Jackson Howell, 0-2. I met Jackson's mom downstairs before the game. She thought maybe this was the day her boy came up with that big hit. He's in a spot to do it right now. Jackson says he likes to dominate his dad in wiffle ball, so he clearly can hit. But not this time. Takes strike 3 call. Third straight inning. Maryland leaves the bases loaded, but thanks to a couple of bases loaded walks, they have the 3-1 lead here in Bristol, Connecticut. Find Little League on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the official handles @LittleLeague. And don't forget to use the hashtag LLWS. Here in Bristol, Connecticut, just a few miles away from the ESPN campus. And I'm guessing more than one phone has that ESPN app handy and keeping track of all things in the world of sports. On a gorgeous morning, we're glad you're with us. We had some more inclement weather pass through the state of Connecticut yesterday. Had some weather delays last night, and although it didn't rain here at the facility, there was a lightning delay of well over an hour. But the forecast for today is good. And so we have the bottom of the third underway. Jonah Isett gets a called strike against Jackson Toomajian, starting left fielder and the number 11 hitter in this 12-batter continuous order for DC. And it's funny, the managers, and you never know, managers sometimes tell you the truth, sometimes they don't. Said that Jonah Isett was going to be on a short leash, short pitch count, but he's the one still out there throwing here in the third.
Yeah, and he's done a little bit better than his counterparts of getting through innings a little bit faster and keeping his pitch count down. And we'll see what number they allow him to get to, so we can hopefully pitch later on in this tournament.
Well, that was his 46th pitch. Got a defensive change from Maryland to this half inning. A.J. Nelson has replaced Cooper Smith at first base. And now he'll have company down there. Leadoff walk to Toomajian. Third walk given up by Isett as A.J. down at first base. And again, these managers can make the changes they want defensively. They are not required to put anybody in. So you will have some kids who never do get on the field as a defensive player, but they are always in the batting order and take their turn. Bunt laid down, and it's a good one by James Dickinson. Throw to second in time. Wow. Jonah Isett took a chance, and it paid off.
Well, I think with the speed of Dickerson, his best play was at second base, and he executed to perfection.
Dickinson reaches on the fielder's choice, and we go back to the top of the order to Andrew Cedric, who doubled on the only pitch he saw in the first. Takes that one down low.
12, Andrew Cedric.
Andrew is said to be the glue guy on this team. 4 feet 9.5 inches tall. He's a rising 7th grader at Basis DC Public Charter School, the youngest of 3 kids of Joanne and Lewis. Two balls and a strike. That one off the face mask of the catcher Jackson Barabee. Takes off the mask, takes a look. And as a courtesy, the home plate umpire Garrett Nelson, as he should do, takes the baseball out to the mound and hand delivers it so that his partner behind the plate can have a moment.
Yeah, you become buddies back there as a catcher and an umpire. Spend a lot of time together during the course of a game. Take care of each other. And I'm sure he would do it the same thing, vice versa.
Breaking ball that doesn't break. 2 balls and a strike to Cedric. That's ball 4. Down to second goes Dickinson. Time is called. And AT, Anthony Torellis, will come out of the Maryland dugout. Let's see if he's got the hook. He's got a big smile, and indeed he'll take the baseball and call on a relief pitcher, Cooper Smith, who had just come out of the game from playing first, will now come back into the game defensively and pitch when we come back. Coming up next at 1 o'clock Eastern Time here on ESPN Plus, our second game in the Mid-Atlantic region between Pennsylvania and Delaware, and those are the boys from Eastside Little League in Pennsylvania, sitting in the shade, taking in the action of our opening game. I don't see the rubber ducks with them. That is what they have with them. A couple of rubber ducks that are part of their key pregame routine. I'm guessing the ducks are somewhere safe and sound.
I'd like to see what size these rubber ducks are. Do they go in a Jeep?
That's what I imagine they would be, yeah. But you think they might be bigger?
They could be bigger.
All right.
I don't know if they are big as our frog yesterday, but
no.
we'll see.
Well, we've not been privy to the size of the ducks just yet. We've heard about the ducks, and we will see them again coming up at 1 o'clock on ESPN Plus. With his pitching change, Cooper Smith now the right-hander in for Jonah Isett.
For DC, number 1, Everett Choi.
Isett pitched 2 1/3 innings. And now hands it over with runners on first and second, trying to hang on to a 3-1 lead. First pitch swinging, popped up by Everett Choi. Gus Van Klompenberg makes the catch, throws back to second, but not in time. Just able to get back was James Dickinson. He was kind of in no man's land and was fortunate to get back safely.
Number 5, Andrew Courtney.
Andrew Courtney aggressive on that first one, drives it high and down the third base line, but out of play. Again, Courtney, as we mentioned, has been on some kind of heater at the plate.
And he's looking to do damage.
Yeah, he also apparently wears a lucky helmet, even though he has outgrown it. Still squeezes into that helmet, even though his manager, Jack Smedley, is pretty sure it doesn't fit or feel all that good. Whatever he's doing, it's working. There's a deep drive to center. We're back to make the catch. Declan Soares to retire the side. So Cooper Smith comes onto the mound and does a really nice job to strand a couple of runners on base and keep our score at 3-1 Maryland in this opening game of the Mid-Atlantic region here in Bristol. So far in this first game of the Mid-Atlantic region, Berlin Little League of Maryland has been the more patient of the team. They have been given one walk after another, and all three of their runs have come in on bases loaded walks. That's the good news, Vernon Wells. The bad news is they have, through 3 innings, stranded 9 runners on base, leaving the bases loaded every time. Well, with all that said, we've got a competitive ball game.
We do. We do. I think both teams have allowed themselves to be in this game somehow, some way. You just find a way to score runs however you can do it. Sometimes it's not the prettiest, but as long as you're scoring, getting on base, give yourself opportunity to drive some runs in. Let's see if we can get some good contact going on this inning.
Now Declan Soares, who walked, rips the first pitch toward the gap in right center field. He's got a chance for extra bases. And he's going to try for 3. And he makes it. Yes. Never had a second thought in his mind that he was going to wind up at third.
No, that's good base running right there, too. You can see what's in front of you. Unless it's down the right field line, be your own third base coach and be aggressive.
And again, this is your 11 hitter in an 11 batter lineup. That's quite a spark from the little Sparky number 2. First pitch swinging Jonah Isett. High fly, shallow right center. Over to make the catch is the center fielder. His throw is not in time, and easily scoring is Declan Soares. Dickinson's throw after a really nice running catch never had a chance.
No, he didn't, but that was baseball right there. Runner on third base, less than 2 outs. Get the ball in the outfield, score a run. Add on, tack on runs. These runs are huge as the game goes on.
And for Jonah Isett, your leadoff hitter, that is his second RBI. 1 on a bases loaded walk, 1 on a sac fly. First pitch swinging. A.J. Nelson retired on a nice play by the third baseman, Henry Smedley.
But we're seeing a lot of adjustments now, okay, throughout this lineup, putting the ball in play.
Number 5, Corbin Durr.
Cedric's been throwing strikes. Maryland's been putting the ball in play.
And
4 pitches
yeah.
now, 4.
Swinging early on in the count, too.
Hit this one, goes foul. Yeah. Durr's walked a couple of times, come in to score. And I can't believe we haven't mentioned Andrew Cedric's hair yet, as it's
Not
just
yet.
flowing out of the cap.
It reminds me of just our baseball pictures back when we were kids. That was the way the, the hat would sit. In my case, the curls were still there.
Yeah.
I lost those pretty quickly, but he's still rocking them.
Well, it looks like if he were to run the bases with just a cap on.
No chance of it staying on.
Exactly.
No chance.
Gone before he's 3 steps in.
Yeah. I draw the line at the hat, though. If your helmet's like that, we got to have a talk.
You know, he's got a really loose helmet in the major leagues right now. Sal Stewart of the Cincinnati Reds.
He does.
It falls off constantly.
Well, he takes some aggressive swings, too.
He sure does.
Another walk.
Corbin Durr, imagine that. His 3rd walk in 3 plate appearances. So a 2-out base runner looking to build on their 4-1 lead. Here in the 4th inning. Scoreboard for a moment said 5 runs. Thought they snuck one past us. Now Jackson Barabee. Strikeout and a walk with a run scored.
And Jackson very specific about his favorite food, burrito tacos.
Huh.
Very specific.
All right.
But the very particular marinade that goes into the beef. I like his style.
I like somebody who knows what he wants.
There it is.
Well, he, along with his parents, Melanie and Matthew, they've got a goal of getting to all 30 Major League ballparks before Jackson graduates from high school.
Oh, that's fun.
Very fun. Have you been in and played in all of the current Major League ballparks? Not counting what's going on with the Athletics.
Yeah. And that was a ballpark they didn't need to go see anyways.
Yeah, have you been to Atlanta? That's a newer one since
Haven't
you
been
retired.
haven't been to Truist Field.
I've been there.
Went to the old one.
Turner
Field, yeah, been there. And I like to try to keep count of where I hit home runs. If I was able to, how many stadiums I was able to do.
That's a pretty good list.
Yeah. I think there was maybe one that I missed, unfortunately.
Any idea which one that would be?
I think it was Marlins in
The old
stadium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joe Robbie or whatever it happened to be called when you were there.
Yeah, I think I put myself on the spot there that there's probably some I'm missing, and I'm going to be reminded of that here pretty soon, but that's okay. I'm okay to be wrong.
Well, I think my count as a fan, I don't have any Major League home runs like you do, of course, but I've been to 35 different Major League parks, including those that are gone, and I think 26 of the current parks.
Okay.
So I'm just like the Barabee family, want to get to them all. Although I didn't get there before I ended high school.
Yeah, that's a feat.
That's gone. Well, apparently, as David Freed, our wonderful statistician, goes diving into Baseball Reference, you homered in 26 different parks.
Okay.
Finish, what's that number? Is that a 7? Is that 270? David's chicken scratch can be sometimes challenging to decipher. So 270 home runs over 26 ballparks. I assume Sky Dome is where you had the most.
Yeah, that
Has to
leads
be.
it. Yankee Stadium, probably Yankee Stadium would rank up there as in second place.
And I'm thinking, out of the 270, well, let's get back to that. So Sky Dome / Rogers Center, you hit 129. After that, Angels Stadium, 16. Camden Yards in Baltimore, 14. Fenway, 13. Rangers, 10.
Wow.
So Yankee Stadium is, well, tied with 10. So Rangers, Tropicana Field for the Rays, and then Yankee Stadium, all with 10.
I hit that many in Tropicana?
Yeah.
Wow, that's surprising.
Baseball Reference doesn't lie. There's a shot to center field. Cooper Smith put a charge into that one. And another run scores. Ball is cut off.
Maryland is settling in now.
Nice 2-out rally here. A couple of walks and then a hard hit ball by Cooper Smith.
I feel for Andrew on the mound, but this Maryland team is figured out what their approach is going to be, and it's swing early, get the ball in the zone, and don't miss it. And they're hitting the ball hard all over the place.
Now Gus Van Klompenberg lines the first pitch, but into the glove of the shortstop Everett Choi to retire the side. But a couple of more runs come across. A triple by Declan Soares got the inning started. They manufactured a couple of runs and now have themselves a 5-1 lead as we head to the bottom half of the fourth inning in this opening game of the region tournament. James Dickinson. Oh.
Want your child to experience the teamwork and fun of Little League baseball or softball? Visit playlittleleague.org and enter your address to find Little League community program near you.
And if you're a parent, you can come and have a good time as well, as those from Washington, D.C. are doing. Those were the parents, we believe, of James Dickinson having a good time, as they have right from the moment we got here this morning. And now Cooper Smith back on the hill from Maryland.
Yeah, the family and fans are trying to get their team, get some energy going, get a rally going for them, get back in this game.
Well, Cooper Smith came on in relief of Jonah Isett last inning, and we have yet to see his knuckleball. He's a big right-hander who throws the ball well, but he's got a knuckleball. Was that a knuckleball?
That might have been. I was trying to look at his grip, but it had to have been one.
Well, he's got 2 summer highlights so far. One was, of course, winning the state tournament. And the other was throwing a no-hitter in the district tournament and relying on that knuckleball.
Well, it makes sense. Knuckleballs are not easy to hit, especially if you got a good one. It's not fair, actually.
Well, we talked a little bit yesterday about your approach and your success rate against the great Tim Wakefield of the Boston Red Sox, since you guys were division rivals for so long. Bouncing ball up the middle, cut off by Van Klompenberg, 1 away. What is the best approach in your mind? And I'm guessing there are different lines of thought about how to attack a knuckleball, but how did you do it?
There were definitely a couple different schools of thought. Some guys just actually went up there and just tried to hit home runs because they didn't want to mess up their swing for the regular guys. And other guys tried to concentrate and actually hit a knuckleball. And like we talked about yesterday, it's if the catcher has a problem catching it, how are we supposed to hit it with a bat?
Let's see if he gives away the grip. And you and I were talking at dinner last night about how you, as the Toronto Blue Jays, were very perceptive, picking up all kinds of things. And we get a look. Great camera work there to be able to look inside that glove when he goes to the knuckleball grip. CK, Chris Kelly, our cameraman out in right field, able to sneak a peek. But you guys with the Blue Jays, I find it fascinating. You guys worked collectively to try and steal signs and pass along things like that. And if you can get a tell to let your teammates know what's coming.
Exactly. And especially with pitchers. It starts with the pitchers in their gloves. And when you have a guy like a knuckleballer on the mound, you never know if he's going to open his glove a little bit and see that grip. And had a rare opportunity to see a catcher's interference just now. So,
yeah, so an E2 as Finn Ratner reaches on that catcher's interference. Who was the best in your days in the big leagues at legally stealing signs?
Legally.
Chop to right field, and by the right fielder, Finn Ratner can run for a while. He's going to come in to score, heading for third, James Robertson, and there's that emotion we saw from the young man on the mound to start the ball game.
A lot of energy coming from the DC side now.
So it's a single, E9, no RBI on the play.
Such a lonely feeling when that happens out in the outfield.
Oh, yeah.
When infielders make mistakes, it's one base. When we make mistakes in the outfield, it leads to multiple bases and an upset pitcher. So I feel for him out there. I understand what he's going through.
Pitch in the dirt, hit the umpire and stayed right there. Garrett Nelson didn't flinch. The other thing with the outfielders, I always felt bad. You guys then had to go and retreat.
Yes.
And get it typically, unless one of your outfielders, your left or right fielder, were getting it.
And it felt like the longest run of your life.
Yes. High fly ball, shallow right center. Out from second to make the play is Hoffman. And the runner holds at third, so 2 away. Henry Congdon takes ball 1 from Cooper Smith.
13, Henry Congdon.
It's funny, his manager compares him to Zach Greinke, of all people.
Huh.
Yeah.
You know a little bit about Zach Greinke.
I do. And he's a unique character. One of the funny ones to be around. You never knew it was going to come out of his mouth, but I think he compares him to him because he'll just make up pitches as he's on the mound. So it's fun as a kid to be that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I loved it when big leaguers. Didn't David Cone, wasn't he known for doing that sort of thing?
David would find any way possible to get you out, even if you never thrown it before. And that's a cat and mouse game between hitters and pitchers.
Runner on third, 2 outs, 3-1 pitch. Down to first goes Congdon for the second time. Now the other Henry on the roster, Henry Smedley, who knocked in a run in the second inning, stands in. Henry is the manager's son. His dad, Jack Smedley, manages from the dugout. And he thinks his son has a chance, if he wanted to be a great general manager in Major League Baseball someday. And there is Dad. He's from Kansas City, and so he brought his Royals and Chiefs fandom with him to Washington, D.C. and has passed it down to his son. So, of course, Bobby Witt Jr. is one of their favorites.
And I assume Patrick Mahomes would be the other favorite.
Yep, no question. Huge fans of the Royals and the Chiefs. And he also threw Mike Trout in there.
Who wouldn't?
Hard to go wrong with Mike Trout, another one of your former teammates.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Foul. This one caught the mask of either the catcher or the umpire.
Might have caught them both. He's definitely taking a beating back behind the plate, but that's what you sign up for as a catcher. I always try to make fun of front of the kids back there because I told them their parents never liked them because they just want them getting beat up all the time, which is obviously not the case. They just seem to be the toughest kids on the team.
No doubt. Barabee doing the job. Line drive. Sneaks into left field. Robertson scores. And here comes Washington, D.C. Henry Smedley's second RBI single of the day makes it 5-3.
We got ourselves a ball game. This game has completely changed from the first half to this second half of this game, where both teams putting the ball in play, swinging the bats well. Fun competition going on back and forth now.
No doubt. Now it's Ethan Guthrie's turn. He hits a line drive toward the gap in left center field. Another run is going to score. The throw to the plate.
What a play.
Too soon. My goodness, what a throw. Wow. So instead of 5-4, it stays 5-3. Wow. Making a liar out of me with a cannon on the fly to get the out at the plate. We will have a challenge when we come back. With Vernon Wells, I'm Doug Sherman back in Bristol, Connecticut, where the call at home plate of an out has been challenged. So at the moment, the score remains Maryland 5-3, and we take a couple of looks. And Vernon, what do you think?
Looks like the tag got there just before his foot hit the plate. Does he have control of the ball? He does. Let's see from this angle. Ooh. It's hard to see when he actually makes contact with the leg and when that foot, and he's out. Got the call right.
But it's a good challenge to use at this point late in the ball game on a bang-bang play at home plate. Why not?
Yeah, huge play.
Each team gets 2 unsuccessful challenges during regulation. So now they are down to 1. They would get another unsuccessful challenge if we wind up going to extra innings, but the out stands, so it's 5-3 through 4 innings. And after that challenge delay,
okay,
now DC goes out to warm up. Let's take another look at the whole thing.
Center fielder does a great job coming to get the baseball and getting rid of it quickly with a strong arm, an accurate throw. You couldn't have done it any better, and needed to be perfect in all aspects of that play to make my partner here a liar. Well, we all thought it was going to be another run scored, put on the board for DC, but obviously he was thinking otherwise.
Vernon Wells couldn't have done it better.
I don't think so. especially not at that age.
Wow, what a throw. And so now after the warm-up, each of the 4 infielders for DC come in and give a little encouragement to Andrew Cedric as he goes to work against Miles Abbott. First pitch hunting, ripped up the middle into center field, cut off and thrown back in to hold Abbott off to a loud single to begin the 5th inning.
Maryland's approach is still back to swinging early and often. Just the way I like to see it.
Henry Congdon is now playing third, replacing Henry Smedley. Bunt laid down by number 52, Colton Hoffman, and a poor throw with nobody at second. That'll put runners on first and third. That'll be a throwing error on Congdon.
Number 7, Cole Brown.
I think we had 2 different bunt coverages going on at the same time.
So now Maryland is set up with runners on the corners and nobody out. Cole Brown, who has walked twice, including one time with the bases loaded at the plate. Two balls, no strikes from Andrew Cedric. Lifted in the air to right. This will be deep enough to score the run. Abbott comes across, and Maryland gets one of those runs right back. Second RBI of the day for Cole Brown on the sacrifice fly.
Something that's talked about all the time in the dugout is answering back. On one end, you want to answer back and get those runs back, and on the other side, you want to shut down inning after scoring a couple runs. So Maryland's continued to apply pressure.
Bouncer up the middle. Taylor made double play ball. And it is turned to perfection by Everett Shore. But Maryland scores a run. Just a 6-pitch inning for Andrew Cedric. Our score 6-3, Berlin, Maryland. The action continues to heat up here in Bristol, Connecticut. It's 6-3 in this first game of the Mid-Atlantic region. And after kind of a sleepy first couple of innings, Vernon, the action has picked up considerably. We've got a ball game now in the late stages as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Yeah, it's turned into a fun game, and fans are dancing in the stands. Energy is up, and see how this game finishes out.
Jackson Tumajian backs away from the first pitch from Cooper Smith. Infield pinched in on the corners. Nelson at first, Durr at third.
Tamajian, the little fella, up there swinging it.
Thank you, sir. 1-1. 1. Come on, 8.
One ball, 2 strikes. Tamajian reached base his only time up so far with a walk. And you know what? His manager, his coaches say this young man is the most likely to pull a prank. Jackson is easily the most superstitious kid on the team. Although Jackson says, "No, I'm not the biggest prankster. Everett Choi is the biggest prankster."
Well, like any good prankster, you got to say it's somebody else.
It's true. Well, this is Jackson's second time here at the Giamatti Center. First time was a couple of years ago up in the stands watching his big brother William play. Little brother fights that one off. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We got a good catch up in the stands.
I think in banana ball he'd be out, right?
You're right. That's
Yeah.
a good call. Look out. Tamajian draws his second walk of the day. A leadoff base runner for Washington, D.C.
Number 22, James Dickinson.
Here's James Dickinson. He looks at strike 1. Well, James's mom, Carell, is a 4th grade teacher in the D.C. public schools. His dad, Charlie, is an antitrust attorney at the Federal Trade Commission.
Okay.
Athletically, James has a terrific arm. He's got a lot of speed, and his summer highlight so far, his first ever home run was a grand slam.
Nice introduction to the home run column. I like it.
And even better, it came at the Cooperstown Dreams Park.
Oh, great place to do it, too. Been there. Experienced some good baseball there. And he's a very good soccer player. So I'm sure he enjoyed the World Cup being here.
No doubt. And his big sister rooting for little brother James. Popped up. Right side. It falls fair. Well, James says he most admires his older sister, Jules. And from the stands, she is very happy for her younger brother with a base hit.
Sometimes a well-placed ball is better than a hard-hit ball. Right on the line. Turns over the lineup. Andrew gets a chance to help himself out now. We get a mound visit.
There's big sister enjoying the moment. And you know what? The bottom of the lineup for Washington, D.C. continues to be productive. Here in the 5th inning, it's your 11 and 12 hitters who now have reached base. And as you mentioned, turn that lineup over. But really, it's been the whole lineup for D.C. You look up and down. Almost everybody has reached base and contributed offensively in one way or another.
We get a pitching change.
Looks like A.J. Nelson gets the baseball in place of Cooper Smith, and so we will take a break while he gets that arm loosened up. Adrian Nelson is the closer for this Berlin Little League All-Star team from Maryland. And the plan was he'll get the last 2 innings if they have the lead. And so that is part of the formula for Anthony Torellis and this Maryland State Championship team. And AJ, you were impressed watching him start his warm-ups, Vernon.
Yeah, he looks like he's got a really good fastball and mixing in the curveball as he's warming up. But I'd like to see him just rely on his heater, especially from this distance. You can throw hard, throw strikes. Makes it hard on every hitter that comes to the plate.
And while he is an Orioles fan, his favorite pitcher is the Cuban Missile from the Red Sox, Aroldis Chapman. We have not mentioned Callum Hales, who is one of the better players for Maryland. He is out injured, sidelined due to an injury suffered early in All-Stars, a broken left arm. He is 2 weeks from being cleared, and so if Maryland manages to get to the Little League World Series, there is a chance that Callum, who is said to be the heartbeat of the team, an outfielder and a pitcher, might be able to rejoin his teammates on the diamond.
That would be awesome for him.
First pitch from Nelson off speed to Andrew Cedric, the leadoff hitter for this Washington, D.C. team.
And there goes that velocity right there.
Again, Nelson's one of the taller kids at 5'8", coming down that mound. It's got to be imposing.
Yeah, I'm a little intimidated sitting up here.
Well, in spite of the intimidating presence, he is very mild-mannered off the field.
Oh, good. Okay.
Off his glove, trickles into right field. Everybody moves up a base. They are loaded with nobody out. It goes as a base hit, and so the potential tying run is on first. Cedric now 2 for 2 with a walk in that leadoff spot.
He's a competitor up there. These are not easy at bats to take.
Everett Choi steps away from the pitch, and it's called strike. Choi's been retired twice by the shortstop on a line out and a pop-up. Infield drawn in. Choi tries to hold up, can't do it, and he's in an 0-2 hole. And he goes to number 1, the fastball, to get the strikeout. Nelson retires Choi for a huge first out.
It's a tough sequence as a hitter. Breaking ball, and then go to the old fastball. You can tell he's a closer. He's coming at you. Everything's hard. He's living in the zone.
This should be a good matchup of power pitcher and power hitter in Andrew Courtney. That is way outside, but a good bounce back to the catcher. Barabee recovered quickly, and so everybody stays put.
These short backstops make it hard to advance on plays like that, and the catchers know it. You can see them working on it before the games and preparing for the balls bouncing off the pad, and did a really good job right there keeping the runner at third.
Courtney with a healthy cut comes up empty.
Power versus power right here.
Yep.
I like it. This is what it's all about. Bases juiced. 2 out, or 1 out still. Just put the ball in play.
On a line, knocked down by the shortstop. The play to the plate, not in time. Rounding third coming in, and the play at the plate is not in time. 2 runs come in. It is 6-5. Put the ball in play and make the defense make a play.
And this is what we've talked about off air, of just how the game has changed. If strikeouts are up, but good things can happen when you put the ball in play. You strike out, nothing good can come out of it, but put the ball in play, force the defense to make plays, put pressure on them, and score 2 runs because you did it.
So it's a fielder's choice for Andrew Courtney. Picks up an RBI. The second run comes on the error. Well, Gus Van Klompenberg knocked the ball down, thought he had a chance to get that lead runner. just couldn't complete the play. And it is a huge turn in this ball game. And yet still Maryland clings to the lead. It's now 6-5.
Who saw this coming?
Not me.
No, not me either.
This is like our third game within a game.
It is. We've seen it all.
So now the cleanup hitter, Chase Castor. He's looking for his first hit. Nelson pitches, and it's a fastball right down the middle. Boy, that pitch gets on you in a moment.
Really fast. And if I were his coach, I would just say throw the number 1. That's it. Don't worry about anything else. You're back and throw it.
Goes to the breaking ball and gets the call.
He caught that up really well too. I just think sometimes you slow it down, you give hitters a chance.
Goes back to the heater, misses the zone. It's 2-2. Backhanded stop behind the plate to keep the runners at third and second. Cedric and Courtney. Now the payoff pitch. Did he hold up?
Not that time.
He did not. Home plate umpire Garrett Nelson makes the call, and it's a huge second out for A.J. Nelson.
Number 2, Finn Ratner.
He made the right call. Tough pitch to lay off of. Did everything he could.
Now Finn Ratner. This goes to the backstop. Cedric scores to tie the game. The ball gets away. Throw to third. It gets away. And now this will score another run. How about that? On a wild play, Washington, D.C. takes a 7-6 lead. So Cedric scored the tying run on a wild pitch, and then the error allows Courtney to come in. Finn Ratner fouls that one down the right field line untouched. Pitch allows Cedric to come in, and then the throwing error by the shortstop allows Courtney to come in with the go-ahead run.
This is exciting. I mean, this is didn't, like we said, we didn't see this coming, but now this is getting entertaining. You see some emotion on the field, some frustration with the situation that Maryland put themselves in. So let's see how they can calm themselves down at the end of this inning and see if they can somehow try to tie this game back up or take the lead. But we're running out of time now.
Well, as Capitol Hills, or Little League, they don't really have a home field to play on. They have 15 fields in and around Washington, D.C. Fort Lincoln, Ryan Zimmerman Field, Watkins, and the 2 fields at RFK campus. They're looking for a long stay here this week in Bristol. And now Nelson loses the zone with his 22nd pitch since coming out of the bullpen. And Ratner is aboard for the 3rd time, and that'll turn it over to James Robertson.
Number 21, James Robertson.
Puts it in play right side, gobbled up. Hoffman sure-handed on the play to retire the side, but a big 4-run uprising in the bottom of the 5th inning makes it 7-6 as we head to the 6th inning. They are celebrating in the DC dugout. Maryland and Washington, D.C. We head to the 6th inning, and Everett Choi will try to get the final 3 outs after a furious rally in the bottom half of the 5th inning has put the district in the driver's seat. He starts off by facing Declan Suarez, who has turned in the best defensive play of the day so far. His marvelous throw from center field to cut down a run at the plate. Got himself a 1-1 count. Well, Everett Choi is quite the capable pitcher. In the DC championship game, he went the distance. That took him through a game that was suspended for a time. He managed to come back and finish what he started. As you saw, his favorite player is Shohei Ohtani, and he loves Korean barbecue. Gives up a bouncer up the middle, cut off by the shortstop Ratner, who moves from second over to short and looks like he's very much at home at that position as well. We've had 6 defensive changes this inning with Choi going to the mound. We've seen Ratner at short.
Number 99,
Tumajian is now at second. Smedley's at third. Cedric out in center field. That'll be out of play. And also Dickinson is playing left field. Washington, D.C. manager Jack Smedley and his coaching staff, Patrick Robertson, Rene Munoz, moving all the levers. Well, there is the potential tying run aboard as Jonah Isett gets drilled.
That one's going to hurt a little bit.
Number 12, A.J. Nelson.
See if A.J. can come up with something big right here. Obviously, been on the mound and had to deal with everything that took place just the last half inning. Got to deal with a good arm on the mound, though, with Choi.
Yeah. Choi rocks and deals. And he's ahead in the count, 0-2.
Doesn't look like there's any pressure that Choi's feeling. Coming in, throwing strikes.
Trying to nibble on that outside corner, doesn't get the call.
Good, great 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball off the plate, see if you can get a swing and miss. Another one, well located breaking ball.
Big second out. A.J. Nelson retired. Still the tying run is aboard, but Maryland is down to its final out.
Location, location, location.
Number 5, Corbin.
It's a tough pitch to hit. Close pitch. Got the call.
Now the number 3 hitter, Corbin Durr, who has walked all 3 times he's been to the plate, has come around to score a couple of times. But he's looking to do some damage here. The 0-1 pitch from Choi.
Choi's going to make him swing the bat. These are situations you dream of as a kid. Have an opportunity right here.
High fastball puts Maryland down to its final strike. You're right, Everett Choi has been free and loose since coming from shortstop to the mound. Can he finish it off?
Good swing. So he's on the heater right there. Let's see if he goes to the breaking ball. Try to put him away.
Corbin Durr is said to be a competitor, a baller. We talked about his very infrequent strikeouts.
There it is.
Breaking ball makes it 2-2.
See if he'll double up on it. He's feeling confident with it.
Shakes off a sign. Now the 2-2.
Yep.
Doubled up but missed the zone, and the count goes full. So what do you go with here?
Go back to the heater. I think you got to get back to the fastball, get in the zone, force him to swing the bat.
Try to challenge him. Corbin Durr fouls that one away, and they'll do it again.
Good battle going on right here. As a pitcher, you want to go down with your best pitch. And I think his best pitch is fastball, and you live and die by what happens with that pitch.
Again, he shakes off Chase Castor and deals.
There you go.
Strike 3 called, and that's your ball game. Everett Choi slams the door on a come-from-behind 7-6 victory for Washington, D.C.
What a fun game to be a part of. Everybody watching at home, the fans here are loving it. Congrats to the D.C. team.
7 runs on 8 hits, 1 error for D.C. Maryland, which led most of the way. 6 runs on 4 hits, but committed 4 costly errors, allowing Capitol Hill Little League to find its way into the winner's bracket with a Day 1, Game 1 victory. So D.C. will have a day off, and they will next play Tuesday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN on the mothership against the winner of our next game, which is coming up at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. For Vernon Wells and our entire crew, I'm Doug Sherman. Thanks for joining us for Little League Baseball on ESPN. What a thriller we had here this morning. Our next game from the Giamatti Center features the teams from Pennsylvania and Delaware at 1 o'clock right here on ESPN+.